Welcome back. We are in my bathroom and I just made this awesome seahorse vase out of an empty Starbucks bottle. I just put my new Dollar Tree grasses in it and I think it's pretty awesome. I really like the way it came out. So if you would, stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. Let's get started. So first off, what I have here, and I already have the lid taken off. I think I threw that away, but I have this big 40-ounce cafe mocha bottle from Starbucks, and it had just such an interesting shape, and I could see that through the label. And y'all know I don't like to throw stuff away if I can help it. So I'm like, surely I could turn this into something for my bathroom. Y'all know I have a beachy nautical theme in my bathroom. So I went to Dollar General and I found these for $1.50 each. These little seahorses. They only had two at my store, so I grabbed both of them. This white one and this sort of a seafoam green type color. And each one has a different little seashell hanging on them. So I bought both of those. Now, I also wanted to use some sand on here. This bag of sand was right at $5 and it came from Walmart. Dollar Tree also carries sand. Oh, I'm knocking stuff around. Dollar Tree also carries sand. Of course, this big bag was $1. But as you can see, it's a lot lighter color than this right here. And I wanted something that was a bit darker and had a bit more dimension to it. As you can see the difference here, this sand from Dollar Tree is kind of like all one color. And this from Walmart has got a bunch of different shades in it. So I think I'm going to go with that one. I have some of this sea glass spray paint from Krylon. This is seafoam green. They also have a really nice blue one. I have some scissors, my X-Acto knife here, some Mod Podge, my brush for my Mod Podge, which I didn't quite wash that paint out, but it's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is move that over there. I also have a hot glue gun and glue sticks, and one of the most important things I about forgot is a package of this decorative nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I know it's a lot of stuff, but I'm hoping to make something semi-decent out of this. I do like to upcycle and whatnot, so let us try. I don't want to use that X-Acto knife on this label because it is very sharp. I don't want to cut the bottle. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, see these little designs right here? I really, really like that. And I just washed it, so yeah, there's a little bit more water in here than probably what should be. But also, do you see this design right here? How it kind of curves at the top? I want to kind of trace along that, or maybe just cut it right here and have this as the top of the vase. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this with this spray paint here. I'm not really going to concentrate on the center because I want to cover all this up, and I'm not going to waste that paint because it's a little costly. I'm not going to waste the paint. So I'm just going to paint it up here and paint it down here. I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm going to wait to do that. Why? Because when I spray paint things, I like to hold on to the lid right here so that I can turn it as I'm painting it. Yes, I'm going to be wearing gloves so that I can kind of turn it as I'm painting it. And then as it dries, I have a broom that I prop up against the porch, and I put the handle of the broom in the bottle, and it just kind of holds it upright so that it can dry and it's not touching anything. So let me go do that, and I'm going to get some of these decorations together and everything, and we will see what I can come up with. Alrighty, so this is what I have. The paint has dried. Like I said, I didn't put a whole lot of paint here because I didn't want to waste it. I just concentrated on the top and bottom. And then I'll whack the little darling's head off with my X-Acto knife. Here is the very top curve of the bottle. I just followed the very top of that curve and cut that off. I was going to maybe cut it right here, but you know, I wanted the top of it to be interesting. So I just cut that to kind of give it a wave shape. Alrighty, so now what we have is some Mod Podge. I have a brush that some glittery stuff is stuck to it. Good Lord, y'all, look at that. And I have the sand. So now what I want to do is I'm going to coat both of these sections here with the Mod Podge, and then we're going to put the sand on it, hence why I have some paper here. Let's see, I'm going to put just a little bit right here. Well, I said I was. I'm going to put a little bit right here. And then I'm just going to paint the sections just right within that curve right there. Because see, in this curve, that's where we're going to glue our rope, okay? So I don't really want to get Mod Podge and the sand down in there. I want to try to avoid it as much as possible. It's okay if you get some in there. Don't freak out about it. It'll all be okay. Every little thing is going to be all right. It's all going to be okay. So we're just going to brush this on here. And before that really has a chance to set up and dry, I'm going to do something with my brush. And now we're going to take this sand. I'm just going to sprinkle it over there. And it might take 1 or 2 little coats here, because I have worked with this type of sand before, and it is kind of heavy. See, like when you put it on there, I'm going to try just sprinkling it with my fingers. When you put it on there, sometimes it's heavy and the heavier pieces will fall off, but it's okay. You just come back. Once your Mod Podge has dried, you just come back and put on a second coat and it'll be all nice and covered. Now this Mod Podge, I don't know, just use your best judgment to see, you know, as to if it's dry or not. It doesn't really take that long because I used a really thin coat. I would say to give it at least an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue putting this Mod Podge on. Like I said, I'm going to do both of these sections. It's running away. Stop it. I'm just going to Mod Podge and put the sand on both sections. I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a second coat. Just taking the Mod Podge and just kind of tapping it on there. And then sprinkling more sand on it. Now the Dollar Tree sand, I've used it in crafts like this before as well. The Dollar Tree sand is a little bit lighter and finer. So when you sprinkle it on there, it really doesn't fall off as much. The Walmart kind of has like little pieces of stone and all kinds of stuff in it. It is a little bit heavier. So, you know, the pieces, some of it will fall off. So, you know, and you'll see the difference. If you work with both of them, you will see the difference. So I'm just going to continue working on this, putting on the Mod Podge. We can put on the Ritz too if you want to. We can put on the Mod Podge, and then I'm going to set it up and let it dry for an hour, and then put on the second coat, and then we'll come back and decorate it some more. So hold on just a minute. Okie dokie, this is what I have so far. This is after the second coat of Mod Podge and sand. So I put on Mod Podge, sand, let that completely dry, Mod Podge, sand, let it dry. So now what we have here is this. And now I'm going to start adding on the rope. Let's see, I'm trying to decide what I want to be the back. And I kind of scuffed the paint right there because I dropped it a while ago. So I'm thinking I want this to be the back. Let me see. Yeah, I think this will work just fine. I want this to be the back. So this is where I will start. So now I'm going to take this rope. I'm just going to put some hot glue right here. And I'm just going to stick it down first. And hold it for a few seconds to make sure it's going to stick. And then I'm just going to follow this groove. I'm getting my groove on. I'm just going to follow this groove right around here. Each one of them actually, even the one at the very top, with the hot glue and the rope. Just right in that little space there. And yes, I'm just going to put it a little bit at a time, hold it, and let the glue set up. Little at a time. Trying to keep my rope twisted. Because, you know, some of this Dollar Tree rope, sometimes it likes to untwist and get funky. So, yeah. I'm just going to make sure I'm going to try to keep it twisted as tightly as possible. And then just putting my hot glue right in that little grooved area. and holding it down and letting it cool off. Anyway, I have these little tiny shells. And I was looking at maybe gluing the shells on here or gluing some larger ones on here because, see, I've got my my seahorse, and I decided I want to use the white one. Because, see, here's the greenish one. I don't think I really like the way that looks. I think I'm going to go for the white one. Because see how the rope, this brownish color here is going to reflect the brown here. And then, of course, the rope here will reflect this rope here. And then once I get all of the rope on, I'll put the glue there and glue that down. It'll give it a nice little platform to stick to. And I might take some of these tiny little shells and stick just a few right in there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've got to think about it. I've been thinking about it. That would explain the beads of sweat. I've been thinking about it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just get the seahorse on there and see how that looks first. I just love taking a piece of garbage that would otherwise wind up in a landfill somewhere, and if I possibly can, doing something with it. You know, it makes me feel good, and it decorates my bathroom for cheap, you know. But anyway, I'm at the end of this first piece of rope here. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then once it's stuck, we'll take my trusty scissors here, and I'm going to cut right here and just trim it up a little bit to get the ends flush. So I'm going to do that here. I'm also going to do it here. I'm going to do it on this curve here and on this very top curve as well. I'm going to do it on all of them. So let me work on that. I'm going to pause this video one more time, and then we'll come back and we'll put this on and see what I want to do with the shells. So hold on one second. Okay, all of my rope is on, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. So this is the very back here. So I'm just going to lay that down. Now, for the little seahorse fella here, I took some hot glue and filled that hole in as best I could. That's where I cut off that little piece of rope for the hanger. And then I took a little bit of white acrylic paint and just dabbed over it. You know, that's the best that I can do. So let me make double sure here. I think I want this to be the front, I believe. And I'm just going to kind of see where to put some glue. And then we're going to glue our little seahorsey friend down. So I think right there. I think there was some there. Let's put some right there and a little bit right there. And hope that I didn't make too big of a mess out of that. I'm going to tilt this up so I can see it. I know it's going to be hard for y'all to see. And tilting it up just like that. And just sticking him down. I think that looks pretty darn cute. I like it. Okay, for these tiny little seashells, I think I may just put one or two off to the side. Let's see, I could put a little dot of glue right here. And then stick him down right there. I might just put a couple, like little clusters, or just a few, like here and there, you know, just to give it a little extra something, you know. Just a little something extra so that it's not so plain. Y'all know I can't stand plain stuff. So I'm just going to put a few little shells here and there. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do. And that will be that. So, it turned out pretty cute. I have a plant that is in desperate need of a new vase. So, I'm going to put this in my bathroom. I'm going to put the plant down in it. And that will be what you see at the beginning of the video. So, I hope that you like this. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.